in one basket. And I talk about that in my book, The Secure Home and elsewise, that, you know, you have to be wise. It's better to have multiple baskets to maneuver in than it is to have one big fortress that you think that you're going to maintain.
I agree. It's better to have a couple shacks nobody knows about.
That's right. So let me return to the topic of safe places, Alex. There is a major controversy in the movement, and it happens to generally between Jim Wesley Rawls and myself. He has the redoubt concept, and this is basically 5 states that meet all the criteria for having a military resistance to the New World Order. This is a military-style strategy combined with the ability to grow and do all things and be, and I pick in my highest rated safe places the same Intermountain West, but I'm not restricted to this military viewpoint. I'm very skeptical of confronting the kinds of powers that we're dealing with. I think that we have to have a bigger base of strategy. And one of those strategies that I talk about in my books is concealment and hiding rather than confrontation. I think it's extremely important that people be willing to say, this is too big for me to confront. I'm going underground. I'm hiding. I'm going to conceal, and I'll wait till it passes over rather than confront. And part of that strategy is having multiple places to go to. If you can't afford that, at least you do low-profile housing. You don't make a high-profile home that's obviously a fortress that invites the kind of attack that some people would love to have with the government. But in terms of safe places, I most often get the question, just tell me where the safe places are, Joel, and I'll move there. And it just isn't that simple, because people have to make a living. And while I don't believe that you have to stay wedded to the major metropolitan areas to make a living, you can do some maneuvering. Very few people are going to be able to live in rural America without being attached to a job. Most people have to have a financial lifeline. I consulted a lot prior to Y2K. My first edition of the Strategic Relocation came out in 1998. A lot of people did not take my advice to maintain your financial lifetime. They bailed out, they went rural, they had some savings, and they came back a couple of years later and they were calling me and saying, what do I do now? I'm out of money. Self-sufficiency turned out to be a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be, and I've got no money. And I said, you're going to have to move back into society, reestablish a financial lifeline, and then do this again the right way. And the right way, and I talk about this because most of my clientele who read Strategic Relocation can't move